My
you
charisma is 7. It works.
go. Welcome to game. It's Candyland V2. This time, uh, the title of this one is Let Them Eat Cake. And it'll become startlingly obvious once we do everything. This is being recorded. You guys want to tell YouTube your funniness? Or let them figure it out via your name that is currently talking.
YouTube knows who I am.
We have Noble as Glenn, Rat as Gribblescript. Okay, I will see to if after I get the money. We have a new player of mine. I've played in his campaign. Savage.
Greetings, I am Savage, a
He's
Dungeon
playing.
Master, and a forever DM, now a player. Fear
He-
me.
He has a lot more knowledge than I do, and he's probably going to correct me on a bunch of stuff. Doesn't matter. And you have Virgil, who's being played by Pix. Oreo. What is your last name? What is your last name? What the fuck is that last name? Nabisco. I'm
Yes,
saying that.
Oreos of Nabisco.
I got it right. Yes. All right. So,
He's been a TM too long, he forgot to change his nickname.
give him some time. He'll figure it out.
I never changed my nickname.
It's all right. All right.
Yeah.
We're not doing music because
Copyright.
copyright.
I mean, you can get copyright.
Schmoppyright.
I've also not. Dude, I have not figured out what type of music I want for this one yet, and we're also not at that point yet. We're not doing the tavern start.
Can we do the Benny Hill theme?
Whenever it's time.
Not in the bot.
It's not in the bot, yeah.
No, not in the bot. For the sake of the joke, it has to be done authentically.
So, oh my gosh. I have to turn on my phone to stop all the push notifications. It's grand. But you all wake up. The last thing that you guys can remember is that you were... Actually, hold on. I'm silly. Am I... Okay, good. That is working. The last thing you remember was the local lord had given your guild an open invitation to a Harvest's End celebration within the site of the old alchemical tower. But obviously, for some of you, if you look around, it's complete fucking darkness. This is not advanced darkness, but it is darkness. For others, around you, it looks like a riverbed of sorts, but it's dry. For some of you, you have slightly sunk into the riverbed, if you're heavy enough. For others, you lay on top of the fragile surface. It looks like this. What's you guys' range on dark vision?
60 feet.
60 feet? I know
60
you...
feet.
Alright, 60 feet. That'll be more than enough. To those with dark vision, you notice that the walls of this quote-unquote riverbed slope upward into more of a canyon-like. Though, to those who don't have dark vision, would you like to get up and make a light source? Some of you have torches, I know.
I think I should. Let me double check to
Yeah,
see if I actually have a torch of some kind.
I do have torches, so Glenn will ignite and display his torch with his left hand, holding his sword in its scabbard still.
Alright. With that, you guys start to see your surroundings around you. It is a lot of brown. And Glenn, as you stand up and light your torch, you notice that your foot sinks into what feels like a gooey underbit underneath the fragile surface. If you guys stand up, you will all slightly sink. Don't worry.
With my character being an amphibian, would this still slow me down?
No.
Would water walk help me over this at all?
No. Because it's not water.
Oh,
Yeah.
is mud.
It's not
Would my
mud.
swimming ability help me?
Wait, what's that?
Would you all like to take a look at each other?
Sure.
Yeah, Glenn will take a look at the rest of the party.
Glenn, you observe odd behavior. Though you've never really been much for team, all of you guys have run in separate teams, you have recognized each other. Maybe in the guild hall, maybe going on, maybe in passing. But you're pretty sure that that elf over there was not made to look like he was in 3 pieces, sandwiched in between 2 dark cookies. Would you guys like to say what your character's candy / confection is?
Wait, Kai, we never discussed this.
Oh, we kind of did actually.
Yeah, we did.
Wait, what? What was mine?
Well, can you answer
Chocolate
me this
covered
question?
pretzel.
Ah, yes.
I was about to say.
Yep. You notice that the normally one-eyed creature known as Gribbleskrit, Glenn, he looks to be a sweet and salty confection known as pretzel in the common tongue, though it is covered in what was called chocolate.
Oh god, I'm imagining his
Now,
eyes.
if he's one-eyed, this bodes a good question of where is his one eye? Is it on one of the 2 pretzel holes? Is it down in the bottom one?
No, it's you are made of pretzel. Your form is just it's been replaced with a candy or a confection.
I mean,
My limbs are made of
confectionery. Does that mean you're constantly suffering with salt in your eye?
His eye is made of salt.
Oh, his eye is made of salt.
Yeah.
Shall never cry again.
My eyes feel incredibly dry.
Tears are literally made with salt.
Yeah, and liquid. What can't salt do?
Virgil, what has your player character done to you? What confection is Virgil?
They're bottle caps, so it's hard candy.
Ah, the armor is made of hard candy now.
Yeah, I could swing it that way.
And last but not least, Glenn, what is your fate?
Glenn is made of a very thickly sweet jelly. Primary color of green.
That frog has a sword.
Yeah, I possess a sword. And your qualms with that?
It is also speaking.
Pray tell, is a English-speaking frog strange to you?
anyone
What
like
is
to
in
look
there?
around
Is it something
other than the fate that you have been bestowed upon? That was words.
What are we standing in?
Roll me an
DM?
investigation or perception check, if you would like.
Alright.
Let me see here.
The high elf seems... Wait, is Oreo a high elf? Are you a regular elf?
Yes, that's why I made a
I am
joke
high
about
up.
him eating more
Ah,
Oreo.
high elf. How is Oreos feeling about all this?
Give me a moment to just go get my dice from downstairs.
I have rolled a
Uh,
15.
A mixture of astonishment and academic curiosity.
Alright. While Glenn goes, and Glenn's player goes and grabs his dice, we'll do this. Oreos.
Yes.
You are a little too stunned at the fact that everyone is made of a common confectionery. Even yourself seems to be made of 2 chocolate dry cookies that have somehow sandwiched a cream of sorts. But you are also yourself. How odd.
Most curious.
Gribblescrit. You
Yes?
and Virgil are able to look around. This is obviously the work of some sort of weathering. It looks like rock, but underneath your feet, it doesn't feel like rock. It squelches. Do you pick some up?
Yes.
It is slimy, but it's not truly wet. Virgil.
It is not mucus, it is slime.
Do you also pick some up, or do you mess with it with your feet? Virgil.
No, I know. I'm debating. Alright,
Okay.
I-
Sorry, I didn't know that
I thought my picked up, but
no.
apparently it was a little too
Sorry.
not enough.
Glenn, please roll.
Perception.
Perception or investigation?
Perception is my more superior stat, so it's a +7. That is a 19.
Alright, so you and Virgil will find similar enough stuff. Virgil, are you rolling with investigation or perception?
Perception.
Okay, so both of you guys will get similar stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So, Glenn and Virgil, are you using your feet? Are you picking it up? How would you would like to perceive your surroundings?
I was away grabbing my dice, so I don't know what I missed.
You didn't miss much, don't worry.
Fair enough.
We're trying to figure out what the floor is made out of. We're wondering
Floor
how
is
we want to
not
go about
exactly made of floor.
it. Yeah, we're trying to figure out if you want to pick it up and look at it, or if you want to just feel it, like with your body.
Is it like a sludge underneath those, or is it like pieces fragmenting underneath those?
The very top part of it feels like a fragment of an old riverbed. But underneath, just underneath that, it is slightly sludgy. But you notice, like not even 6 feet, 6 inches below that, there is a firmness.
The floor is not made of floor, it is made of confectionaries as well.
Virgil, Glenn,
Yes.
through sight, feeling, you determine that the top bit of the floor is made of chocolate icing, a frosting of sorts, thick on top, enough to support very little weight, but when put to pressure, it breaks to reveal a smaller underbit. Even underneath that, since there is light now, Orios and Gribbleskrit, you are able to look around and notice that now that there's light and the primary investigation and perception have figured out, indeed, it looks like parts of the walls of this gully are starting to come off and reveal cake. A marble cake.
Would
We are
seem
inside
we
of confectionery. We are made of confectionery. Is the world made of us, or are we made of it?
would seem we have entered the domain of a talented confectioner.
Have we met the mad chef?
Thine memories of a
Yeah,
mad
yes.
chef eludes me.
Here you, sir. So we're basically at the bottom of this large riverbank with these high up areas that almost is like a canyon, you said?
It looks like a riverbank. Though you, looking around, you don't see a ceiling. Or the sky or any stars. You
Where's
look
the light coming from?
the torch.
Other than the... okay.
Or
So we are presumably under, if not underground, under something.
indeed.
If there even is a light. Very well.
So, would you like to investigate?
Glenn will unsheath his sword and sort of stab the ground and attempt to slice it, sort of seeing how this earthly matter reacts to the sharpness of a blade.
It gives away very quickly, but you notice that your blade does not glow like if it's metal in the firelight. It seems to be a sharpened blade of sugar glass. You can see right through it.
Mine blade has changed.
Hmm.
More
Body
than
has
thine own-
changed. It is logical. Blades changed too.
more than thine own skin. What of your weapons?
Gribblescript pulls out his own sword.
The sword is a different shade, but it is also sugar glass.
My sword is made out of pretzel. My arm is made out of pretzel. And my sword, or is it Gribblescript?
I feel like Gribblescript is going to do this quite a bit.
Unfortunately, yeah.
And I'm going to say yes. This is the form my spellbook has now taken.
Yes, that will
Yeah, that
definitely work.
happens.
You open it up and it's just sheets. Let me actually show YouTube. It is,
That is amazing.
sheets upon sheets of engraved cream that are somehow able to keep its shape.
Most curious.
Yep. Ah, good, you found it. I don't know what I was talking about. Oreos, would you like to cast a spell?
Now, possibly, yes, but there's also a few questions. Do we still seem to be breathing?
Yes.
I see.
It seems like the automatic functions of one's own anatomy still function.
Very well. Very well. I will, yes, test out casting Mage Hand.
A slightly cartoony hand seems to appear. It is still the ghostly hand that you know, but it looks definitely more solid. And matte. Would you like to go touch it? You go and touch the mage hand, and you notice that it feels squishy. Sure, if you put a little bit more pressure on it, your hand passes right through it because it's mage hand.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely feel something pressing against your own before you push through it. It looks like an odd confection made of a similar thing of fondant.
That's supposed to make sense. Artificial creation, artificial flavoring.
It does seem like the floor is sloped downward, as if this once used to carry at least something down towards an unknown end. Would you like to go figure it out, or would you like to?
Yes, indeed. Let us go.
All right. It seems like Orios is leading the way. Glenn, Gribblescript, Virgil, would you like to follow?
Then we'll follow
Yes.
suit.
All right.
It's better than being here.
I through to that.
Oh, I
While
also
we're walking, I'm gonna go, like, unsheath my sword for a second just to look at it. Not taking it fully out of the scabbard, but just to pull it out enough to look at it.
And of course, pause for 1 second and make the sign and cast mage armor.
floating jawbreakers seem to encapsulate your form.
Sufficient. Continues on.
And I really hope when I see the concept art for this character, he's got the glasses and everything. I really
Yes.
I really need him to actually someone sometime soon.
Oh, don't worry.
I forgot that yours is actually a pretzel sword. My bad. Yeah. All right.
What does my sword even look like? At this point?
I have to open up. What?
I almost like the idea of, like, the wrapper that holds the candy being the sword, like paper cut sharp kind of thing.
Oh yeah, let's go with that. That's a good one. All right. Welcome to Area 0. You journey further on and you notice that it starts to widen. The canyon-esque, gully-esque ditch turns into a steeper slope. Ahead of you, further, what seems to be at around-ish 200 feet, there is a soft glow. There is light. But not where you are. So it doesn't really help.
No, indeed.
It does feel like the chocolate icing is getting thicker as you continue on.
Is it becoming more difficult for us to move?
No, not yet.
Alright then. Let's see here. Then, once we're within 30 feet of the glowing thing, I will...
Oh, there's a lot. There's a lot between 30 feet and anywhere near that.
So it's far. So this glowing thing is far in the distance.
Yes. From what you
Well,
can
then.
tell. You continue on 50 feet. I'm going to need deck saves as the floor becomes even more sloped and it's getting slick.
Okay, Can I just crack out my wing boots and just be flying a few inches off the ground now?
Yes, you may.
Yes.
So, you slip on your Laffy Taffy boots, which is very odd. They weren't this colorful.
No, indeed. They completely ruined the black, white, and blue aesthetic. But whatever. Function over fashion.
And two candy floss, or cotton candy, wings seem to appear out of the sides of them, and you are able to hover.
Yes. I've only got, let's see, about an hour, but let's hope that lasts.
Oh, trust me, it will. Gribble Script, Virgil and Glenn. I need deck saves as the floor is getting slick.
Would since as a amphibian, I do have suction cups. Yeah,
I
your
have a
sticky
constant
finger and
species.
toe pad.
I knew it was coming eventually.
The -2 has finally appeared.
Oh, how long was that? Like 2 rolls?
Yeah.
God, it's a new record.
One roll.
We're
One roll.
Oh, no, 1 roll on the deck side. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the standard record.
Well done.
Of course, a -2 into a 22.
22. All right. So, Glenn,
That is
yes,
all
your
around.
suction cups easily keep you steady. And Gribble Script, it's getting a little steep, but I mean, it's not terrible.
I find
However,
this easy.
you guys see Virgil slip and
see.
start to slide past you. Yes.
Yes, I'm going this way.
Pity.
Glenn will attempt to try and grab hold of him.
Virgil, how much do you weigh up with your inventory?
I have no idea how much I would weigh as a piece of candy.
As a piece of
truthfully.
candy, you weigh exactly the same as if you were a human. I'm keeping it very simple.
Okay. Well, let's see here. I'm a little on the heavier side, so let's see here. I'll even go the extra distance and convert it to British units.
Oh, I don't mind pounds.
Yeah, that's your
Oh,
money.
man.
That,
I know.
I was about to say,
It's okay, because Google immediately tried to go and tell me pounds to dollars. I was looking
Beautiful.
for ounces, kilograms. Let's see here. What was that? Let's see
You're
here.
on the
I currently
heavier side,
weigh 223 pounds. I'm a big boy, by the way,
Yeah.
or at least stout.
Okay, so
I'm carrying around an additional 147 pounds of weight.
this is definitely going to be an interesting one. I'm gonna need
Can I grab the grung as he's grabbing turtle?
Do I just have to do a flat strength check? Or
let me
or
check.
athletics?
Do me an athletics and also Gribble Script. Also do me an athletics.
That is a
Oh, no.
17.
17. All right, not bad, not bad.
Funnily
So
enough,
is he?
I only
So does it look like he's going to be in any danger at all,
You can't tell.
oh no.
Not yet.
or is he just slip and sliding?
He is currently slipping.
I see then.
Okay, so 17 plus 9.
well then.
You will be able to catch him barely. It is a little bit difficult, but thankfully to your suction cups, Glenn, and Gribble Script's currently good footing.
Now,
Digging his heels in, just
Yeah.
praying.
You are
Now-
able to catch him.
I've grabbed hold of him. Yes.
Yes.
Where did
Very
I
good.
grab him?
Collar. You made sure not to touch any skin.
Okay, good.
DM, where did I
I
grab
have
him?
skin.
Hey Glenn,
I
are you
guess I
wearing
have-
clothes?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I should be fine then.
Naked,
Yes.
Daisy.
You are not naked.
naked.
Oreos, you watch on and just how do you
Indeed.
just watch on?
I basically was about to intervene if they had not caught him in time, but seeing as they've succeeded, I find no necessity to intervene and just continue floating onward, forward.
Yes.
It's quite clear that, that they got it. I don't need to use my extreme arcane power to assist since they've already done it.
Alright. Very well.
Indeed.
Getting back up on your feet, Virgil. It's still a jaunt that you have to do. Further onward, further downward.
Mm-hmm.
Frogman, I do not know your name. Please tell me.
Go on, do you tell the Fae your name?
He's not a fae. If anything, he's
I am technically Abomination. Wait. Monstrosity? No. Aberration, yes.
What did they always yell at me for?
I'm just a little guy.
Have you all introduced yourselves, by the way? Like to each other, or are you just like, yes,
Like a group of
human man?
Like a group of exclusively men, we're never going to mention it, and if we do, it's in passing, and we will immediately forget.
I love
That
it.
is an all-male friend group.
No, actually,
You just
there's
assumed
a
my
simpler way.
gender.
Hold on. As I pull out, the I'm assuming candy paper or floss paper from my spare parchment.
It is
Just
also cream.
Write down. Mm-hmm. But solid enough to write on?
Yes.
Alright then. As I just make name tags for us all. There.
Alright, all y'all write your name on the name tags. Hello, I'm blank.
Glenn will
You just-
simply just write the word frog.
Okay.
Frogman is named Frog.
Frog will suffice.
Your parents really didn't care, did they?
I suppose naming can be hard for some families.
Do you guys change your... Do you guys write your names down?
Gribble script will, but in just the most
Hang on, I gotta go and get
well
my shit.
done but hard to read cursive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm pretty sure Oreos would be the only one who wouldn't take a second
Yes.
to be like, "Oh,
Mm-hmm.
my name is Gribble script."
There you go.
Good.
Pleasure.
Hang on, I have to go and make my shitpost very authentic
And
view.
I have
my
no
gosh.
idea how to alter my name on this in the server.
Give me a second.
Oh, yeah, you can just right-click your person, like you, and then you should be able to see an option for profile. Or edit server profile, my mistake.
I fixed it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Very good.
Full name.
That worked too. Full name, wow, legal. I'm so glad my parents didn't give me a last name.
So fancy.
Gribble
Well,
script
I'm
has no
I have
last
a
name.
I have the noble background, so I need one.
Yep.
So I can throw around how important I am in this dimension that's completely separate from mine.
That might be...
You don't know how
Am I not?
important I am. You know what, that makes two of us at least.
Maybe. We could be in the far past or far future. We don't know.
I'm not sure.
Is this the pinnacle of evolution? Was everything secretly cake the entire time?
This is an inner monologue.
Am I a frog?
Oh,
Maniacal laughing DM.
I'm sorry, it's great. Is everything cake?
But while still moving, Glenn will reach for a simple gold coin and withdraw it and observe its appearance. A simple gold coin.
It looks gold, but you notice on the edges of it, it's slightly overturned. Like it's only plated in gold.
I got chocolate coins.
You have chocolate coins.
Of course. Naturally.
Has your money been rendered worthless?
Correct.
Seems so.
Unfortunate.
Objectively speaking, all money is worthless.
Of course, the fucking noble would say that.
Divine
Money
coin.
is pointless. You must liquefy your assets.
Divine coin has
You
been
sound like somebody who has had lots of it.
We're listening to you,
Go ahead, Glenn.
Frog.
I said, thine coin has been reduced to nothing but simple confectionery.
Peace.
It does seem so. Much to our dissatisfaction.
Would
And
appear we may come
conclusion.
face with a powerful sorcerer.
Or a chef.
All right. Those who are on the ground, make me another dex save as you are getting closer to a steeper incline. Fuck you mean not on?
Oh, thank God.
Ah!
I was
Good.
wondering.
Virgil learned from the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Gribble script. I need a dex save.
Waiting for that divine comedy to really latch in here.
Can I just climb down?
20. Do
Good
you
job,
have wall climb?
Or
Yes.
Speed.
Or a climb speed?
Yes, it is 10 feet less than my walking speed.
Okay, you can do that, but you'll be left behind.
Shit.
Ah,
Wait,
that's
my
the
walking
catch-22.
speed is 55. So 10
You
feet
are-
less than 25.
55 minus 10
Correction.
is
Correction.
45.
This is, okay. Here's the statement. Does it specifically say your half your walking speed, or does it say specifically 20 feet in your character sheet?
It
Or your
just says
your
my
race?
it just says my walking speed is 20 feet.
So your climbing speed is 20 feet.
Yes.
Okay.
I asked Kai if that went up with the monk level. She didn't exactly say. She just stated that I had the ability to run on walls.
I didn't say just that, but okay.
Thinking
Would you like
might not have
to
remembered
use
that
your
the-
key points? Because I gave you more.
That is true.
You have
screw it, I'll
Step
just
of
see
the
what they
Wind.
roll.
And this will also increase climbing speed. But I've moved it as such. It'd be funny.
Yeah, I will roll the 1d20 first.
There we go. I have my
Uh-oh.
name tag on now.
Hold on, let me check. Let me check the save.
It is an 11.
Ooh!
And
There goes Gribble Script.
Alter Dex and Chrono Shift.
I have been falling!
I basically am giving you a free reroll, friend.
I may be no longer falling.
What's a reroll?
What is a reroll?
I do not know, but I appreciate it.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah,
dear
you
God.
catch yourself.
As you basically see a flash of him just altering, and you see basically, a clock cookie, slightly reverse effects, and then suddenly giving him a second chance to catch himself.
Gribble Script, you feel like you have fallen, but also you feel like your gut tells you have not. Odd.
This is weird. It is like deja vu, but it is not. I thought I have fallen, but I have not.
I have prevented you from falling. You're welcome.
How did you do so?
By warping the fabric of space and time.
You know,
Yes,
noble shit.
as one would do on every Saturday night.
The fuck?
Simple bending of reality around us. A common thing to do.
Maybe where you're from.
I am displaying an act of sarcasm.
I have
Oh.
read about wizards, but I did not know they could do time things. I just heard they threw fireballs.
Fireball.
I understand
If
now.
you're... If I wanted to be some sort of plebeian hedge mage.
This is great.
Continues
How
flowing.
would you be a mage and a bush?
No. They live in the bush.
Oh, I thought you were referring to those hedge people at the bank.
It's a hedge
No,
fund.
You've seen them too?
See them too.
Those are just
They-
those are just gamblers with extra steps.
Me looking at my own investments? Huh. That might be me. Anyway,
Onward.
Are you a
Yeah,
wizard DM?
we don't talk about that. Anyway,
I've seen your posts.
On Twitter.com.
I don't have a
Divine
Twitter.
sense.
I know you have a Twitter.
Right, bitch, you
I do
don't.
have a
I'm
Twitter. I don't use
following.
it. Anyway, so
Let us continue onwards, friends.
10 onwards, and even within 5 feet, it's becoming almost treacherous to continue. As I'm going to need even Glenn at this point. There's so much slickness that your suction cups are not wanting to work. It's so gummed up. So Gribblescript, Glenn, and Virgil. Deck save.
Any modifiers due to my previous advantage, or just flat decks?
There is so much chocolate frosting / icing underneath you. It is not allowing for your any advantage I could give.
3, I'm gone.
All right, there goes the frog.
I'd like to make
Oh!
a grab.
I grabbed the
Gribblescript,
frog.
bear. Okay, you grab the frog, Gribblescript.
Yes.
Where?
Oh, never mind.
That's about how I feel.
Gribblescript barely made the save. So,
Very good.
Holy
Continue
shit.
onwards, friends. Just continue to nonchalantly just be floating ahead.
oh no, Glenn, you have the light source too. The
Yep,
candle that was your torch skitters and goes out.
Oh no. I'm certain that was our, certainly our last torch. I'm certain not a single one of us in our adventurers packs have another torch.
Seems we're all fresh out.
So, Gribblescript, hold on
Yeah.
1 second. Glenn, how heavy are you plus your inventory?
Oh no.
Me, okay. So,
This is for the athletics, DC.
I have no athletics.
We're gonna have both of them go. Let's go.
My strength is only +1.
Oh, but I will say, Gribblescript and well, everyone would have seen this before the light went out. The end does seem to be near.
my total
How near?
weight... My total
Within
weight
10
including-
feet.
My total weight, including myself and my pack,
So wait,
100.
so we're fretting over literally 10 feet.
That's all that you can see.
That's usually
There's
how
more darkness.
things go.
Okay. So that's as far as we could see, not the end of the slope.
Oh, it is the end of the slope. It doesn't seem.
Oh!
Yeah!
DM, may
Yes.
I make an attempt to grab the two of them?
Yes, you may. But, Gribblescript, I need the athletics, and thank goodness Glenn is very light.
Oh no,
Let's
no.
see. Yes. That is light.
Oh
194
my god,
pounds.
I rolled a 19.
Hold on.
Wait, 194 pounds is light?
We don't talk about that. Anyway,
Uh,
objectively, if you talk about adventuring stuff.
It's on the lighter
Hard
side
is-
for an adventurer.
indeed.
He is a very small man.
Yep. Gribble Script, where do you grab the frog in order to save him?
His bicep area, arm grab.
Arm grab. Hey, Glenn. What's that funny rule about whenever people touch you?
So,
Are you wearing sleeves, Glenn?
let me take a look at this image that I've been using for my reference.
Oh, good grief, he's naked. Oh.
No. You could technically grab for an
No.
hand. You
Mhm.
did
Oh,
get a
no.
19. I will allow for a hand grab.
No, I did say upper arm, thinking it would have something over it.
All right.
Alright, Glenn, what's that funny little poison problem?
Any creature that grapples you or otherwise come into direct contact with your skin must succeed on a DC 12 Constitution saving throw or become poisoned for 1 minute. Poison creature no longer in direct contact with you can repeat the saving throw at the end of their turns, ending the effect if on a success.
Alright,
Hold on.
I have a +5 to this saving throw.
So in other words, I should have been the one to actually grab him on account of I can't be poisoned.
Yes.
yeah.
Though you do
let's
have
go.
Diamond Soul.
Wait.
Alright.
Yes, because you are a monk.
Oh, and you also have Purity of Body, which doesn't matter because you're immune to disease and poison. Done.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm fine.
There you go.
I'm too
Yes.
used to playing the blue boy.
Very good.
Very good.
So this is a ledge, effectively.
You won't know until you get there.
I fly forward to
Alright.
inspect.
Shall I climb down and inspect this ledge?
As you grab Glenn Gribblescript, you see Oreos float over, and Oreos, you said you can see 60 feet, right?
Correct.
It doesn't look like there's a bottom, but you can hear something liquid down there. So your party might be safe if you just drop. But also, as you are hovering at the edge, you also look out and you see what looks to be different layers of cake all together. And
How far away is this ledge?
from you, 10 feet. From Oreos, right fucking underneath them. So I'm going to go over here and put that in here.
So you said there was a rumble beneath the quote-unquote cake ground?
Yes.
I see. Very good.
Shall I climb down and inspect the whatever that was? I climb up and tell you what's down there.
You still have to get there first.
I'm a monk. I have 50 movement speed. God. I could be there and back.
That's hilarious. You still have about 10 feet to get to the edge, and let's pray that you don't slip.
I try to move a bit further away from whatever's about to come up and prepare for possible combat, if it should come to that.
Alright.
Dog.
So,
Turtle.
is Glenn able to see this opposing ledge that is 10 feet away?
No, you don't have dark vision. Fuck, I'm playing the wrong character.
Frog. Frogman.
Yes.
Stay away from that direction. There is ledge.
And something's coming up to meet us, gentlemen.
No, it does. No, I didn't say that. I said
Glenn
it.
will,
It sounds like
Earth
something's liquid at the bottom, and it does not sound to be coming upwards.
Okay then.
It's okay.
Glenn
So
I
will,
climb.
there is some sort of liquid below.
I climb down and
Moment.
inspect.
Yeah, I go down to investigate as well.
All right.
Yes, I go down.
You've left the two blind mice up top. Gotcha, gotcha.
They have
Glenn
another
will,
tool somewhere.
Glenn will produce a second torch from his pack and ignite it.
All right. You have 10 feet to go till you find the cliff that two of your party members have already started to descend.
So,
You stay up there, we come back to you.
so, 'cause obviously, it's hard to visualize without a thing. So we're at the edge of a cliff, and 10 feet in front of us is another section of land, and between...
No, it is a sheer drop within 10
Like-
feet.
Oh, so we're 10 feet away from the edge of the cliff.
Yes.
Yeah, we're at
Okay.
like the crest of this.
Yep.
Glenn will, with one hand, hold his torch, and with his other hand, with one hand on his torch and his other hand on his sword, he's going to use it sort of like a ski,
A
a
hiking
skiing
stick.
hiking stick, and like impale it in the ground to give himself like good footing
All right. And Virgil, what are you doing?
and make his way to the edge of the cliff.
Virgil.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for Noble to finish. I didn't want to interrupt him.
Gotcha. Sorry,
Sorry.
my bad.
No.
I was just ending my bit.
I know. I'm trying to be respectful and listen to you.
Yeah.
Don't be sorry.
No, I know. I'm just explaining. Anyway, on to you.
I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull out a javelin from my backpack, and I'm gonna use that as a hiking stick to go and walk up this last bit of incline. Having
Sure.
realized I probably should have done that from the start, just
Alright.
as a piece of stable ground it can stab into the floor.
All right. So you guys easily negate my last deck save. How dare you? It's the highest one.
I mean, if you'd like, I can roll real
Do you
quick
want to do
and
the
see what would've
fake?
been.
You want a fake roll?
Let me fake roll. Let me see what would have happened. If it's funny, I'll do it.
Do not fall off the cliff.
You wouldn't have been able to do it even with that nat 20. I'm sorry.
If
Yeah.
Glenn,
So
Glenn didn't have to fall on the ground, he would have slipped again.
if in another timeline y'all would have careened off the cliff.
Bad end.
Oh, I would have thought that I'd
I'd
slip back down the hill, not over the cliff.
No, downhill is the cliff.
Oh, which way was the way that we were coming?
You guys were
We're
going
going down.
downhill. That's why you were having such problem keeping footing.
Oh, thought we were going uphill the whole time.
Nope.
Then
Nope.
my walking stick is a terrible idea. Then
I mean, not really.
Indeed.
But
Kind It help.
I mean, like if I slip and fall, I'm putting all my weight on a.
oh yeah, and you're a
Stack-
heavy boy.
Yeah, so
yeah.
that's not a good idea at all. Then I shouldn't do that. I apologize. I thought we were still going up a hill, not
No.
down a hill.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
If I had known we were going down a hill, I just would have slid.
Would you like to?
I mean, I've already kind
No.
of slipped and fallen at this point, so I mean, what other option do I have?
If you
Okay.
fall down, you have to get up.
Let's wait because Gribblescript and Oreos have
Yep.
finally made it down to the end of it.
All right.
Gribblescript
How much was the fall? Would you get? Would I be able to gather?
about
How
a
far down?
50-foot drop,
All right.
and at the bottom of it seems to be a very gelatinous pool of plum wine.
Hmm.
I do reckon, out of character, I'm probably pretty safe to slide down that one.
Yeah, it could out of character,
Can't
yes,
figure
but
the
you don't know.
DM Oh yeah, out of character, I can't imagine the DM would openly try to kill us immediately.
No.
So I'm not too terribly sad about slipping in the end.
I'm not gonna
I
kill
am made
you
of bread. I do
immediately.
not know if it
Well,
would hurt
yeah,
me.
I like politely. I hope not.
Halfway through the adventure, maybe. No, I'm
Yeah,
joking.
at that point I
I
deserve
just,
it.
I just like Oreos will just use the tip, the bottom of his sap, just tap the water to see how viscous it is.
It
This gelatinous wine.
it seems to ripple, similar to water, but more akin to maple syrup.
Hmm.
It is clear. You can see the bottom. And if you touch it, it does give way, similar to maple syrup, and it does seem safe to fall into, as it is very deep. And you could probably swim in it. Who knows?
Hypothetically, but or it could be work like mud or quicksand, and you could just sink into it.
There
Do you
are...
have rope?
What?
Because
You have
Think
rope
about-
with him, man?
no.
I see. 1 second. He's just going to, like, in the matter of 3 seconds, run back up. Does Frogman or Turtle have rope?
Y'all
Yeah,
can just slide
I-
into it. I promise you it's safe.
I'm wondering who he's referring to because I'm allegedly about 50 feet above him.
No, I ran that 50
Yeah,
feet.
no.
My speed is 55.
Within 6 seconds, you see the pretzel cripple script appear back over the ledge.
Do you have rope or rope-like
Oh, good.
object?
That's just in time. All right. I suppose that this is the perfect time then, DM, for me to take my slip and fall.
No.
Do you
Yeah,
want to?
So, considering I can't really use the javelin idea to go downhill, and I have to make that roll, and I rolled a not success. Yeah, I
Alright.
slipped down the hill.
Virgil, as you were trying to get rope, your footing fails, and you careen off the cliff.
Well,
Glenn,
Turtle Man is dead.
would you
Now,
also
DM.
like to careen off the cliff?
Now, DM.
Yes,
Actually, you know what? Let me wait for Glenn's choice, and then come back to me, please.
understood.
So, I won't make the roll because I know it'd be more fitting for it to fail. So Glenn will drop drop his torch and sort of like hold onto his sword with his other hand, and with the hand now releasing the torch, will attempt to grab hold of Virgil. Will be unable to grab hold of Virgil before he slips off the edge, and Glenn will follow suit and fall down.
All right.
Still
So-
holding the
So,
So
Hold
hang
on.
on here.
hold on.
So my thought on this is that is the idea of me slipping, since I'm the least dexterous of the group. Me slipping, falling down, starting to slide down. I accidentally clip Glenn on the way down, which causes him to start to fall. And then Gripple's script, who is just now poking up over the hill to ask me, or us, if we have rope, that I clip him too.
Yes, I will allow this. Is hilarious.
I think it's still fitting for Gribble to be able to defend himself in this one, but I like the idea of him popping his head up and almost immediately getting slammed in by me. Of course, I still like to give you a fighting chance.
Yeah, okay, Grubble's. I'm gonna need a strength check. This is great. Oreos, you just hear the impending doom.
And float out of the way.
Why did I roll a 20
I'll go-
on
I'll
that
go with the idea.
roll?
Like, he just gets bumped and falls.
All right,
Still
where'd
holding-
you roll? Okay, Gribble script. You are able to not go over, but you do see both Virgil and Frog tumble past you. You get clipped a little bit, of course. But you're able to keep hold of the, thankfully, the frosting does not cover this part of the wall that you are on. But both of the boys just decide to go off the cliff.
Yep.
I did not
I
make them
cannot-
do that.
I can't find it anywhere, but that one part from like that cartoon where like the characters are running towards the cliff, the one who's at the front of the cliff stops when he sees the edge, the person behind him bumps him, but the two are able to manage their footing, then the third person just
Yes. So, Oreos, there is light down at the bottom. You're able to see what's getting that light. We'll get to that because you get to see the spectacle of two of the people that you are officially stuck with. It's not your party members. These two random schmoes careening off of the cliff, and you see them in the faintest light as they are tumbling down, getting more and more light, of course, hitting them, and then sploosh right in front of you as none of the wine seems to touch you.
You just see Gribble Script running behind. I did not make them do that.
As he just ponders to himself, huh, pity I never elected to learn Featherfall.
It's like fucking Wile E. Coyote like writes in the sign, I wish I knew Featherfall.
Alright, so Virgil and Glenn. It does feel like you have fallen into water. But you are not wet.
Oh, man.
Gribble Script, you are able to get back down as they are. I'm sorry. I know Glenn might, but does Virgil know how to swim?
He's wearing.
He's also wearing heavy armor, so.
I was gonna say I do know how to swim. I am in heavy armor, and it's not gonna bode well. But I feel like I can just like Fallout power armor this and just walk to shore.
It's not. It's deep enough to be a safe fall, but
Even
it's
in
not.
the armor.
Yeah, even in the armor, it's not so terribly to crawl or to walk out.
Indeed. And then I'm just, as someone from the north, I'm just looking at this like watery syrup. It's what cheap garbage.
As someone from the south, yeah, and
Real
Is this
maple syrup
cornstarch?
should.
Yeah, is this cornstarch syrup or is this?
this is
maple
cornstarch syrup.
Oh, my
Yeah, it's-
apologies.
Yeah, sorry. I could
Can there at
honestly
least
say
be,
that
like,
it's Cairo
waffles lining
syrup.
the bank? Are there at least like waffles lining the bank so it holds the syrup?
No, because it's syrupy, but it's not syrup. It's just the
Yeah, it's
consistency of
cornstarch.
it's corn syrup. It's high fructose.
Yeah, it's high
Welcome to
fructose.
diabetes. That's
My
Oh, well. Oh well, I will trudge out of this, I'll call
If
it
it can't kill a man, it's not real syrup. This just in tree bark is not
I was
syrup.
gonna say, high fructose corn syrup? This is definitely
Me
gonna
loading my gun with
cause some fucking problems later down the lines. Maybe not
No,
immediately.
no.
but
I
yeah.
meant if it can't drown. Okay, what I should have said was if it can't drown a man. If a man can't drown in a pool of it, it's not real maple syrup.
If
Oh,
you
yeah.
can't drown a turtle
true.
man in the gorge, it is not a syrup.
No, I'm glad in this situation it's not real syrup because it means I can actually get out.
I know.
it's
That doesn't mean I can't disparage it. for
that's
what it is.
fine. it's wanting to save your teammates.
Yes.
It saved my teammates, but it's just so damn ugly.
Understandable.
So, yes.
Putrid.
Continuing onward. Is there a shore?
Yes.
I'm sure
Alright.
there is.
Also, I did not realize that I accidentally made this map fucking tiny. I don't know why.
It is a very small map.
Then we.
It's a very small thing. Alright. As you escape the rather easy plunge,
Mm-hmm.
you notice that the walls of the area that you just left were in fact cake. And it seems like there's a different cake underneath your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Have any of you guys had plum cake?
Unfortunately,
No,
It is plum delicious.
I've never actually had.
I
I
had
don't think I've
plum
ever
cake.
had a plum before.
Have you? I should have
I
sent
think
you
so.
some. Just
Plums are good.
We'll
plums
throw it
are
on the
good.
list.
Throw it on the list.
Let's see
Get
here.
the list.
Glenn, have you ever had plum cake?
No, I have not.
Think of it as a very dense, dry, like a fruit cake made of plums.
Imagine fruitcake, but like there's actual love put in it.
Dense, dark,
It's my guess.
cake with bits of dried fruit that has been hydrated in brandy.
That sounds very sickly.
It is very dense.
It's a thick cake.
Oh my. That is all.
All right. As you continue your journey, you notice that on the... You can definitely tell that it's plum cake. Excuse you, not their understudies. They're a whole different branch of acting.
Dungeon Master,
Yes.
I would like to remove a piece of plum and inspect this piece of plum and then potentially eat it.
All right. You go over to a sunken part of the ground, seeing that there is indeed a large plum, like the size of your arm large. It seems to be baked into the ground. You are going to have to struggle a little bit to get it out.
I am going to pull out my not cursed sword and just try to cut off a piece.
You have a
You're...
cursed sword.
Question.
Yes.
The not
Yes.
cursed one.
Question. Is this solid material?
Yes, it is solid material.
All right then. I will cease to be flying. How long would you say that whole thing from when we started moving to getting down here was? In
I'll
terms
say
of how
45
long-
minutes.
Very well. 45 minutes off the clock.
Gribble script. I'm going to need... So you're using your non-cursed blade.
Yes,
The cursed blade's not going to like that. But it will
I am not
tolerate it for
doing
now.
anything.
It will tolerate it for now.
I am not using you as a survival tool. I thought you would be happy about this.
That's why I said for now. Don't test him. He will get angry.
I could have stayed in my library, but no, he told me to go and kill things.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes.
You guys just get to hear this.
Oh joy.
What kind of things?
Gribble script talking to himself, saying, I could have stayed in my library, but he said that I should go and kill things.
I know. I was. Orios was asking what kind of things.
Oh, my bad.
The bad men.
And how does it define bad men?
The ones who turned our order to ruin, leaving only Gribble script and sword.
Ah, revenge then. Very good. Carry on.
Yes,
Thou
there will be
find
bloodshed.
thou find
His eye twitches slightly.
conversation of a blade.
He does not say things much. Usually he speaks through emotions. Emotions, me sword.
It retorts.
I fear this is going to be a long journey.
Eventually, the plum is unearthed, and it is massive. It could easily be used as a shield. The problem is, it's very mushy.
I take bite.
It's indeed a plum. Slightly alcohol-y, but, it is a plum.
This is a very alcoholic plum.
It's possibly turned. Been in
Turned what?
conservatives for so long, you figure.
Fascinating.
It is part of standard cake recipe seen on page 42.
You notice that this area is quite bright, so there is absolutely no need for any candles or any torches at all, because instead of a sun, you notice this entire area is illuminated by 8 separate candles.
Mm-hmm.
Gentlemen, the person who this cake was made for may be turning 8.
I
Or their age is too far for them to have appropriate amount of candles for, in which case they chose 8 for some reason. I will think about this further.
Most interesting.
There does seem to be a worn path. It seems to be going southwest.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go southwest? Or do you
Might as
investigate
well.
this area?
What is visible in the southwest direction?
What?
What is visible in the southwest direction beyond
Oh,
the
okay.
forest
I didn't hear
and
visible. My
temple?
bad.
Yes,
What is visible in the southwest direction are large gumdrops. You're like 90% sure they're gumdrops. However, Oreos, do you know anything about the Underdark that you might be in?
Let's see here. Hmm. Would that? What skill or ability would that be under?
That's a great question. Verbal script might know. Because of the scholar background, no. Okay. Hello,
I have
dogs.
read many books.
Honestly, I would have thought it would be part of your Fey ancestry to know never to go too far deep.
Yes, there's that.
But
But I was
uh,
talking about
the,
actual knowledge, not.
but it doesn't seem like you have any connection to the Underdark. Okay, cool. Grumblescript, however, would know, due to being locked in a library for a long period of time, that there are accounts of people going down to the Underdark. That there are different layers of the Underdark. Barely any of that is happening here because it is in the Underdark. Don't get me wrong. This does not look like the Underdark.
Gentlemen, this Underdark is made of cake.
would appear so.
And also, we are in the Underdark.
Oh,
Oh no.
we've lost Savage.
Maybe Savage really doesn't like the Underdark.
Apologies about that.
You're good.
Anyways,
You're good.
so
Okay.
any particular role I need to make for knowledge on the Underdark, which I'm certain will be useful considering the Candy Dark we're in currently.
The Candy Dark. Virgil, you have not missed much. Give me a history check.
Some talk of Underdark makes me think that I missed something.
They have figured out they're in the Underdark. Okay, 15.
15.
It's not a history of the Underdark that you start to recall. It's your own memories. They seem to be coming back if you think hard enough. You guys, you were with your party, your original party,
Mm-hmm.
at a festival of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in the evening, and there was talk of a haunted house. And surely there was no need for a noble as yourself to even go there, but your adventuring team did want to at least look at it. You're level 15. What could go wrong? And then there was a scream. Lots of them. As what seemed to be confections of some sort broke through the stands, the food stands, and picked up people and drug them out of your line of sight. It seemed to be mostly children, but there were some adults that were drugged away as well. Your team rushed to go and get them, and you noticed that the golems, as you were able to tell because of your heightened intelligence, were made of an odd substance. Not clay, not flesh, not stone, not metal, but candy, peppermint, and gingerbread. They seemed to flee up to the old alchemist's tower, and then to the mountain behind it, and disappearing. At some point, you got separated from your party. Not entirely sure how. Perhaps it was an illusion, and that all this is a dream.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got knocked out and found yourself amongst these fellows.
Yes. Most curious. But the only presumable way to move is forward. So forward we shall go.
Alright. Does anyone else want to try to remember the night before or any history of this area?
I'll try.
Alright, roll me a history check.
History. My history is... Oh. +1. That is a 12.
Alrighty. The events are a little bit more fuzzy. Sure, you were invited to the festival. You really didn't want to go, considering, well, you're poisoned to the touch. Your team seemed to realize that you wanted to be left alone a little bit more. So, you hung out on the perimeter. Sometimes your friends... sometimes your friends would come and give you food. Other times, you would see people pass you to go to a haunted house or something. You're not entirely sure. But you did see something stalk out of the woods nearby. It seemed to be large. You're not entirely sure what it was because it was dark. Sure, the lights were going, but where you were, there wasn't a lot of light. It gets a little fuzzy then, but you were able to recall a high elf's party with a couple of other people running by you and chasing them, whatever they were, back up the hill. You tried to follow them. So one of their parties, you're not entirely sure because who, because you didn't catch their name, shouted that they took children.
Oh boy.
And as you were dashing, something caught you. You're not entirely sure who or how. But the next memory, it seems to be that you were here. A completely different being. A 17. Gribble script. I know you're listening. 17. You're able to...
I'm listening constantly.
Alright. You're able to recall a little bit more. The festival was loud. Your sword didn't want you to be there. It wanted you to be out. It wanted you to go and find those people. You were tired. It was a festival. Why not go? You've heard of festivals in books. They were a time to have fun, to relax, to live. So you pleaded with the sword, and it relented. And so you went, with a couple of other outcasts, we'll say, people that you had met, and the sword liked, and you liked them too. They knew about your journey for vengeance, and they helped you.
I must find allies.
Yes.
Where did they go? I have realized they are missing.
As you were playing one of the easier memory games, you too heard a scream, and you actually saw it. A towering being made of peppermint. You recognize those swirls anywhere of the confectionery. As it grabbed a child and sped off at an unnatural speed. Any speed.
Mine to be protected.
Any speed for a confectionery that size is unnatural. So you followed it and you noticed that there was more. Grabbing children and running back up the mountainside. And so you gave chase. Passing a frog that you're now pretty sure was Glenn. Or Frog, in this case. You're not entirely sure.
Frog, he has not introduced himself as this Glenn.
You got turned around. You weren't used to the area. You were just there for the festival. And yet you saw these peppermint things dash into the side of the mountain. And you followed.
Are we in the area that could be considered within the mountain?
Maybe. Maybe not. But you noticed that the area had a sheer cliff. And once you got close, you got into the mountain, in the cave, everything went dark. You heard screams and cries. And remind me, do you know Undercommon?
Yes.
Alright. You would have heard they are to be sacrificed for the Great One's return. And that's all that you can remember before waking up.
This Great One does not sound great. He requires child blood.
Alright. And Virgil...
Mind you, he has said everything I have said out loud.
Yeah. Virgil, would you like to try to recall what happened?
Let me double check something real quick. It's a history check, correct?
Yep.
Okay. Let me do a roll real quick on that. 20 plus my number.
Hey! Alright, Virgil. It takes some time, but you're able to recall pretty much everything that happened. You were invited by your guild to come and basically be part guest, part security For a harvest and celebration, the local lord basically invited everyone out as both a deterrent for any banditry that could come and ruin the festival. Well, that lot good that did. Because while you were perusing around the food stalls with your monks and your cleric, you notice that the shadows started to shift and the smell of sweets became oh so terribly strong. And it seemed like these peppermint things poured out of the forest, snatching children, snatching younger adventurers and younger adults out of the festival and back into the forest, heading back upwards. You and your team ran and passed a couple of other adventurers yelling for one of their own that has seemed to become separated. And slowly your team became separated. Which was odd. Normally they would have stuck a little closer to you. And soon you saw another adventurer. You're not entirely sure who, but you knew that form, that mono eye. You're not entirely sure what they were called. Disappear into the large cave, and you heard a sickening slap. As you neared closer, you were able to hide just a little bit as you saw them, those peppermint fiends, drag him and dump him over a very hard to see over cliff. There was no sound. I'm sorry, you were knocked unconscious. And you saw...
Would be annoying.
You saw a figure at the edge of that cliff. She looked around, and I'm going to actually grab the screenshot, the character thing from a completely different server. I actually have character portraits.
Huzzah!
My God.
Real shit. That's what I want to see.
Or you on real findings.
Ah, these glasses are dirty.
Did that work?
Forward.
Oh.
You
Wouldn't.
saw this woman turn around and
that's
say, "Ah, a sacrifice has come. Get
nice.
him."
Go up to there.
Do not.
I always
Do not. She has no eyebrows. She is kind of mad. Would never. And I get to actually show this to I get to show this to YouTube. This lovely, lovely lass. And you were restrained and tossed over, seemingly into enveloping darkness.
Two-eyed women are not for me.
I try to be open-minded, but I just think it's weird.
Agreed.
Why did you speak like the Kennedy guys from
I don't enjoy those binocular women.
The cadence is perfect.
Nothing bad ever happens to the Gribble script.
Nothing bad ever happened to the Gribble scripts.
Oh no!
Whoa!
Woe is me.
Answer the question.
And that is all that you can remember before waking up.
Why did I turn into a president? What is a president? Questions for later.
Did my head always do that?
So yeah, that's what all of your characters remember from the night before? Question mark. You're not entirely sure how much how much time has passed. Words are hard.
We must kill the peppermints.
My fellow candy people, we need to bomb the peppermint people.
Well,
Gosh, no!
uh,
We need to drop
Based-
it.
well,
You
I
have-
believe once we make our way past the gumdrops, the next part should be peppermint.
That's probably gonna get us closer to finding out why we're here. Help anybody
Right.
else
Hmm.
that might have
We
also been
must
taken.
save.
And
We must
discover
save these small children.
a way out.
Their minds have yet to grow. They must grow.
Alright, so you guys continue onward.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool! From the Perfect Plum area into the Gumdrop Canyon, you continue. The ground once again is covered in frosting. Why the fuck is it always frosting? But this time
It
it's
is because it is cake.
it is a lot easier to move about. It's not sticking like the frosting up above. This one seems to also be covered in a sugar. It seems to be powdery.
Sugar.
Powdered sugar.
There was a temptation to snort it, but then I remembered this character has intelligence.
And no nose.
Can't believe
No,
they're
he just has a-
dispersing powdered sugar to low-income housing.
Okay, off! Off of that!
Alright,
Off of that!
I'll wean. I'll wean off. I'll be better.
Alright.
I have nose holes. I just do not have an elongated cartilage.
There,
I no longer have
Hmm.
cartilage.
Let's move onwards.
Yes. Why? Why is it gumdrop?
why indeed.
It is neither gum nor has it been dropped.
An explanation for our current location is likely an impossible tell.
It doesn't take long before you start to hear something. At first it feels like a humming in your chest, but you're pretty sure you don't have ears there.
Pretzels do not have ears. I have many holes. Why are my holes feeling?
That's a quote. Anyway. As you start to see little footprints and stuff seemingly moving around you.
So footprints, but no people.
That you can see. Would you like to try to see them?
Sure.
Alright. You can make a perception check, or you can make an arcana check.
I'm going Arcana.
Okie dokie.
Can I make perception with my comically large eye?
Yes, you may.
I will
Yay.
also make a perception with my comically large eyes.
Mine
I'm
is
just gonna
larger.
go light a
Yours
torch.
are not.
There is no need for that. There is more than enough light source.
Your eyes are not comical. Look, gaze upon mine.
22.
22, 17, 23.
You know what? I think actually, while you guys are investigating, I'm gonna like dry myself off and get this.
You were
high
not
fructose
wet.
corn syrup. The high fructose corn syrup isn't sticking to me at all.
No.
Really? It just rolled
Yeah.
right off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gross.
Way to be
Yeah,
hydrophobic.
it's gross.
Ugh. It's never done that for me.
How hydrophobic are you, Virgil?
Shut up. Alright.
What does my comically large eye see?
Well, we'll start with Oreos. Oreos,
Hmm.
you start to poke and prod at the magic at this area. You're not entirely sure what you're going to see, but you feel through the magic that there are 1, 2, 8, 10, 24, 32 beings around you. Not exactly using magic to be hidden, but not exactly. Well, they are using magic, but it doesn't seem to be directed towards you or trying to evade anything. So they're not using invisibility. But you do sense them. Grubble Script and Glenn. Using your perception. Glenn, what did you get again? Well, I know it was above 20.
22 modified.
22. Modified 22 and a modified 23. Got it. You're able to see them. They are a lot smaller than you think they are. Well, some of them are. Other of them look pretty tall. And this powdered sugar is not to represent snow. Around you, you see large gumdrops, taller than what some small. I gotta forward the thing, all seemingly shaking and dusting spores everywhere. Among of which you see about a 2-foot tall one that seems to be in the middle of all of them.
This sugar is not sugar, it is fungus.
And this is what the one in the middle looks like. I need to show the YouTubes.
Fantasy would squee over this creature.
Good.
I would like to jump on the mushroom.
Do you say this out loud?
As I do so, yes.
Glenn will hold out his hand. Violence unto those we do not know would be unwise.
It is a candy monster like the one that took the children. It is
Let's-
spreading its candy monster spores.
Don't forget, we're also candy right now.
Thou
Or at
should
least we're not us. So I don't know if that could be one of them.
thou
Candy
should-
fungus, are you sapient in any regard?
You don't exactly hear a response, but you get a strong feeling that they know that you're there.
It knows that we are here. It does not say whether it is peaceful.
Why don't
The
we
s-
wait until it acts? I would hate to hurt something defenseless or not wanting to fight.
Oreos.
and assigning the sins of many upon one that we do not know would be unwise.
I forget. I don't have a stat block for this one.
Go.
Fuck.
As we do not know.
That's not the stat block. Fuck. Where the hell is it? What the?
That's not the stat block fuck.
That's not the stat block either. Give me the stat block. Google? Here it is.
Google has not given stat block. We have been declared victorious.
Alright. You're not helpful. Do I have to get the monster manual out for this?
Are you just looking up Myconid stats?
Well, give us a second.
Anyway.
Give the DM some time.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, that'll work. All of you hear, hear/feel a greetings from the large group. As the littlest of them all, the one in the middle, starts to move over to you.
You
It
have
is.
given greetings, but you have not declared friend or foe.
I don't know if it can talk based on its gestures.
Raise one mushroom hand for no, two for yes.
Or alternatively, we could ask it to raise a sword or arm in an act of fighting.
Raise your sword if you would like me to cut you in half.
You hear a voice speak in all of your heads. I speak upon the behest of the council. We are friend, if you are so.
We are.
Yeah, I would like to respond as well and say that we are friends, or at least not foe. We're
We are not
trying to
foe
figure out where
until
we
we are
are.
declared otherwise.
Within reason, we're trying to figure out where we are.
I am called Gumdrop. You may call me Jolly. We are investigating a problem. Apologies for the spores.
It is fine. It is necessary. What
They
is the
don't
nature of this problem?
Which made you think, are these spores poisonous?
No, this seems to be only commutative spores.
Okay.
like a blind sense almost.
Or
Okay.
free Wi-Fi.
Everywhere
Anywhere
you
you go.
Hold up.
I just imagine like little mushrooms grow in your ears, and
Oh,
if you pick
John,
at them, you just
we've been
must
infected with the
pick them up.
5Gs.
Oh no, I have acquired 5G. I shall now talk. Like,
Frog, do you have
okay, no,
something that you wish to say?
I've lost track of what I was going to say.
That is okay, that's why I try to keep track.
The council
It was
has
something about the mic and it's...
the council
little
has
bit.
been convened, and because we have found a corpse, not of our own. We are trying to see if we can offer aid, or we can figure out who it is.
is this corpse made of corpse, or is this corpse made of confectionaries?
Would it trouble you at all to allow us to see this body?
I will confer with the council. You see it start to waddle closer back to its original spot. Yes, the council will decide whether you are friend or foe. And, yeah.
Very well.
Would appear we are in peaceful territory.
Indeed.
We shall make an effort not to squander this.
It would be
Always.
unwise. It is very good they were not murdered.
Yes.
Indeed.
You see Jolly come back and motion for you to follow her.
I do.
All right.
Small creature. Jolly.
Glenn, do you follow?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you happen to know what a ranch is?
Jolly just kind of tilts her cap a little bit. Like, her whole body just kind of tilts. Because, head, no neck, just tilt. I am unaware of what ranch is.
It is a place where people grow and raise cattle.
A farm would be more sufficient of a description.
We have
Yes, but this
farms,
is specifically cattle.
but no livestock.
You are not a Jolly Rancher, then.
I was classified as a sort of mushroom, as you would say. Before this, we were all mushroom. Now, we are gumdrop.
I see.
I know not of how I know, just that I do.
Fascinating. So what has happened to us has also happened to you all.
She will nod her entire cap, but it looks like a bow. Indeed. Come. The corpse.
Very well then. Let's continue.
She walks
Yes, we must.
just
must poke that
outside of the
body.
council. And you see, I don't have a picture of this because I didn't want to deal with it right now. You see what looks to be a human. But as you get closer, you notice that the skin is too bright and shines as if it's like frozen. It's frozen.
This corpse is frozen.
Indeed.
Could be many results of happenings, such as ice magic.
I
Died.
at least can.
It died because it hit the ground.
That happened.
Most people would shatter.
How did such a thing happen? More specifically, where? Or was it just found like this, here and then? DM, what's this area looking like right now?
This area is looking. If I need to pull up the map again, where's my cursor? Oh, I accidentally unplugged my. There you go. Mouse. If you look to the northeast, you can see a area that looks like the place that you just were in, except it is at a steep incline. And it does look like the body was thrown off of it.
I see.
The way that it is laid, which is its back is currently to you,
I
and its
roll over
face
the
is
corpse.
in the spores.
I disturb the corpse and roll it over.
All right, you roll it over. You notice that there are large knife wounds scattered along its chest area.
How many?
I think I have found the cause of death.
8 knife wounds.
27 stab.
I was thinking that
If I was a lawful, if I was like a chaotic evil, I'm just like, I'm gonna add 20 more.
No.
We need to add 19 more for my brain to be satisfied.
We can definitely rule
Not no.
accidental cause of death out of this. I thought
This
maybe at
person
first it
did
might
not-
have been a slip, but that's not exactly foul play. Or nothing short of foul play is what I should be saying.
Would
This
appear
person did not die of natural cause, that is gravity. They
Hold
have
on.
died of natural cause, that is stab.
Hold on. Glenn, what are you saying?
Sorry.
It appears that with 8 inflictions, this is not an act of defense, more of rage, it seems.
we have found victim of murder rather than victim of self-defense.
What appears this is more than just simple murder. This is desecration.
One
They
moment.
were stabbed frequently.
As I cast borrowed knowledge that allows me to gain proficiency in medicine.
All right. Okay, you've gotten proficiency in medicine. What are you going to do with it? What are you going to do with that 18?
Nothing. I'm going to sit
Yes.
on it.
What are you going to do with it?
I'm going to gather information where there are signs of a struggle, any sort of unique things that make this sort of where it was this sort of surprise stabbing? Was it in fact the knife wounds, or was it in fact the fall that killed them?
All right. Very nice. Very nice.
Well,
Can I
out
give...
of character, I do know it's not the fall that kills you.
It does indeed look like this person died of exsanguination. He died of blood loss on the way down from the stab wounds. You can inspect the stab wounds and you find that it's actually metal. It's not candy that killed him.
Interesting.
In fact, you know this metal. It's silver.
And very curious. Why that of all things?
Perhaps this person is a former werewolf.
Well, in which case, I check for bite marks.
There are no bite marks, but as you are moving the clothing, you notice something stuck inside one of the inner pockets. It looks like there was a knife mark close to it, but perhaps he was protecting himself and protecting it. You also notice that these are what would, if they were actually fabric, be considered quite fancy. There's a lot of ornamentation that if it weren't ice cream, as you will figure that out pretty quickly, it would have been very easily found on a noble's, like a high noble's clothing.
Curious.
Do you take out another Oreo notebook?
Of course.
All right. You've gained another notebook. And in this one, oh boy, I get to do plot stuff.
May I attempt to read Oreo notebook?
After Oreos gets done with it, he can decide whether or not you read it or not.
Indeed.
While that's going over, DM, I'm gonna disappear for a quick second. I'm just grabbing my food.
Okay.
Just fill me in on what you guys find out when I get back.
Well,
You can do it through text or whatever.
Here.
Gotcha. Are you Scribble or Scribble? Gribble Script or Glenn, are you doing anything while Oreos is inspecting the body using medicine?
Gribblescript is like kind of over Oreos' shoulder, but he is just like hard staring at that new Oreo notebook.
All right.
I would once again ask if I may read the Oreo notebook.
Glenn, what are you doing right now?
Sorry.
It's about 11 where you are. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have work tomorrow?
No.
Okay.
Let us see.
I'm a little lost. Re-describe the situation for me.
Okay. Oreos has found a notebook lodged within, found within a inner pocket of the corpse's jacket. As Oreos was figuring out that the body died from murder or fall, he figured out that this is a pretty high and rich person. The detail work alone on his jacket easily tells that.
It's only a theory, but you mentioned that. I'm assuming the.
Oh, also the knife that was used left silver traces.
I'm saying so. Glenn knows this that silver was used in the murder.
Oreos, did you say that that aloud? I was curious. Did you say that a silver implement was used in the murder?
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, Glenn, you do.
It's only a theory, but what seems that the murder weapon may have belonged to the victim.
Okay, and back.
Welcome back.
What was the autopsy report?
Murder.
Oh, no.
By silver.
Yeah.
Something
By
silver.
Silver.
Stupid Phoenix, right? I
Well,
updated the autopsy report.
if anything, probably silver poison was the real killer of this.
Not the blood loss. It was the silver poisoning all along. No.
On the way down. How they get you.
Oreos, you open up the journal that was found upon the royal's body, and you actually get a name. The guy calls himself the Duke of Swirl. He remarks that he cannot remember where he got that name, but he knows that is him. His wife, the Duchess of Clare, has been acting strange. And that she's been acting more and more erratic, talking about summoning a great one to end this horrid existence. That sacrifices need to be made. Over the course of the journal, you notice that this Duke seems to be getting more and more frightful of his wife.
Mm-hmm.
That she has been disappearing to the surface every once in a while and then coming back even more erratic. Talking about some giant monster that starts with a T. Though he cannot remember for the life of him what it was.
I sense danger.
I sense extreme danger.
And then the last page. I have discovered something I should not have. My wife consorts with a being I have no intention of knowing. I'm running. If you find this, know that I have kept the secrets. She will raise an army, segregate this land, and I pray that the thing that she is trying to summon does not come to fruition. She has called it the Tarrasque Masu. And the last page seems to have strawberry splattered on it.
Oh. Not only could I guess what it was, I also guessed the pun.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
What is Tarrasque Masu? It sounds like very large tiramisu.
It does sound like it.
A problem for most of you guys.
Yeah, I was about to say, oh boy, I wonder if anyone's got a flying speed of any kind.
So I'm okay for about 4 hours. After that, that's a problem. But so let's see here. At least I'm able to gather a bit more information about what's going on.
Jolly is
feel like
currently
I'm-
poking the body with the stick of a lollipop branch.
Mm-hmm. I see.
What find? What find?
Did it explain what the where this Duke of Swirl lived on the Cake Plateau we are currently on.
No, but I'm pretty sure the local might know.
Alright then, I explain what it has detailed in vividness and my own guesses as to what exactly it's talking about.
Well, that's not good.
No, it is not.
The Duke and the Duchess currently lived on the top of the plum cake, but it had fallen apart. We thought that they were hurt, but nothing came of it.
Hmm.
I have never seen the Duke, nor knew that we had one. Poke, 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 poke.
There is now
Indeed.
there is now Duke. You have seen him.
But he is dead.
Rather
What was
close.
Indeed. And it's most interesting indeed.
Indeed. I'm Wizard Man.
Ah, I think I'm beginning to grasp a bit more about the nature of our situation.
What have we figured
Curious.
out?
My belief is that this area itself is the candying effect, and if one was to leave beyond it, it's possible that you would return to normal. Or at least, some would. And I'm guessing, this is pure conjecture, that if someone was to perish, they return to their original shape, which is why he's currently a flesh and blood person rather than a candy thing.
Well, that would explain the grim sight.
He's made of ice cream.
This man is made of man.
Yeah, he is. He is not made of flesh. He is an ice
No?
cream man.
I see. Never mind.
He is set dressing right now.
But that would
Oh.
explain. That would explain why we have memories of a place
Mhm.
prior.
Whereas, I believe
Wizard
possibly, whereas, I ask Jolly if they or the rest of the collective have any memories from before they were like this.
The elder might, though they are asleep. In town. They
I
stand
see.
in the middle. Come?
Very well.
Alright. I mean, you guys can follow Jolly to what is their settlement in this area. Or you can investigate the body even further. I don't know.
Gribbles could poke the elf man.
Yes.
At the
Yes,
very
yes,
least.
very well.
I
Hands
require
over the notebook.
He will quickly tearing through it. Secrets. Information. Yes. Because as listed in one of his traits, info is part of his sustenance.
Yes, yes.
Yep. Alright, Virgil, what were you saying?
I wanted to make sure that the body was, at the very least, given like, like divine whatever stuff, make sure it
Last
passes
rites.
on. Yeah, that kind of fun stuff.
Even this far down, you do feel like a force is behind you. Divine or not. It seems unchanged. You have given this body last rites. Glenn,
Yes.
what are you doing? Are you following the myconid gumdrop? Or are you... What are you doing?
Len will stay with Virgil, sort of standing with his sword impaled in the ground, offering his respect to the dead.
Understood. So, the party splits. 2 are going to the town. two of which are going to pay respects. And now I ask my question. Do you want to continue? Or do you want this to be the end of our first session?
Englishman, what time is it? Real quick for you.
2 minutes to midnight.
Yes, that is.
That sways my opinion greatly, and I don't mean that in a bad way.
All right.
I'm of the vote.
Yeah,
I
think it's
say
a
we
good
stop.
time to end session.
2 for in session.
Very well.
Yeah.
All right. All are in accord.
Then.
Thank you guys for coming to session 1. I think this would be a
Happily.
pretty good spot to end anyway.
Yes.
You guys have already eclipsed what I had planned, but thankfully I didn't plan much, so that's fine.
That's fine.
Here's a question.
Yes.
In the future, will this be the 4 from a 4 to 7 or what have you?
If that is what everyone is okay with.
Hmm.
Or do you want I can't be here before 2 because of church stuff.
Yep.
And we do have
Yeah,
to
if
worry
we-
about Noble's
If we'd like to start
time.
an hour earlier, I am okay with that. That would be 3
Yeah.
to 7, so
3 to 6
Trying to
or
think for-
stuff like that.
midnight
Very good.
minus 3 hours, and then it'd become 4 hours. So it'd be about 4 hours from where it is right now for you.
Because from what I know, I believe Savage has church today also. That is from what Suki has told me.
Yes, but usually we're out and we're back home by around 2, because we go with the folks to lunch afterwards.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, 2 should be good for me,
All right.
or later, etc.
Yeah, it all depends on what the folks have planned for those days. So
Mm-hmm.
4
And it
or
would
3.
be alternating Sundays, if I recall.
Yes. Though I
Yeah.
believe, hold on, I think the next Sunday that we would have it, the 20th, it is a festival day. So I will be out of town, so we will not have session
Alright.
on the 20th, but
That actually works out perfectly for me as well.
all right.
Here.
And then
All right.
November 3rd.
All right.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for session. It was fun.
Yeah.
And
Indeed.
I'm glad that I get to drag you around this abomination that I've made.
I'm glad I got to make a funny tumble.
I got to make silly voice the whole session.
Indeed.
That works.
And I got to fly around above all of you.
And frankly, that was actually a lot of fun.
Good. All right, I'm gonna stop the recording. Yay! Got
I
to
gotta
night
start
you
abusing
two.
this more.